Hello everyone. Welcome to our studio today. We're starting a little painting here. I'll show you exactly what we've done so far on it. Hope you're painting with us, but if you're not, just hope you enjoy it. Come back and to the board now. What we've done, I sketched this on a piece of tracing paper, as I do a lot of my design. And then I put it, traced it on the canvas exactly where I wanted it to be. Now, this is actually, I saw a picture of a farmer, and that inspired me to do something similar to this with the old overalls and the buckles and stuff on it. So we're going to call this a farmer. This is going to honor him, I hope, that it will do that. My daddy was a farmer, and this sort of reminds me of my daddy. It won't be a portrait of my daddy or anyone, actually. It's just something that we made up in our mind. But we've sprayed a little bit around the edge, and we put boiled linseed oil on it. Hope our color will move around. Now the edge, I sort of want a brownish tone. One reason I sprayed this black around there is just sort of keep it a little on the dark area. And I've got some Payne's gray here, and I've got some Van Dyke brown. I'm going to pull a little Van Dyke out, and I'm going to put a little of that right around the corner. And to do that, let's just grab up a big old brush so we can really get something done here. I'm going to rinse the oil out of it a little bit. Now I'm just spreading this out for coverage. It don't matter how it looks right now because it'll have a lot of variations in it when we get through. Now I'm going to set that up just a little bit in order to get the bottom of it and not get it all over the board right now. I'm just dipping that straight into the Van Dyke brown. And of course you can use any color you want, but I just thought these are going to be sort of warm colors because I want to honor the farmer as much as I can. I tell you, we're losing too many of them, it seems like. Now right on the inside of that, I'm going to lighten it up somewhat. Number of colors you can use. One color I like to use would be a little yellow. So I'm going to grab a little of that and just mix it right there. Now what that does, it turns it green. So what we're going to do is grab a little red. Red's a warm color also. And you see we've got a lighter brown there. Probably not quite light enough. Let's grab a little more of that yellow. A little more of that red. That makes a pretty color, sort of a tan color, really. Let's smear just a little bit of that on there, then we'll take it from there. I'm not sure what color will make his shirt. But I think I'll push that color right into our sketch. All of these are sort of warm colors. And I'm not worried about going over my sketch just a little bit because I want this color to be all the way around the painting. Now I grabbed up a little more yellow there. I'm going to grab a little more red. And I've lightened it just a little bit more. Now, if you want to lighten it a whole lot, which I do in a minute, I'm going to use this first. Then I may add a little white. Now, you can be real smooth if you want to and just go around it real close. But I'm not going to be that particular because we're going to paint completely over all of this. I don't want that really, really smooth. I want it sort of with a few highlights in it. I've got a lot of hairs in there. I'm going to try to get a few of them out. Can you see any more? I think I got them all. Now I'm going to add just a touch. I think I touched it too much. A little bit more yellow. I'm not going to worry about mixing it too good. There's another hair right there. I like to get them out before they dry because when the oil paint dries, it's a little bit hard to get it out. Okay, now I'm going to take just a touch of this. That old brush is really losing a lot of hairs. Okay, I think that's about what I had in mind. Let's start from there, okay? I'm going to rinse that brush out now. And as you do your painting, you can come back and add more color to your background if you want to. Okay, now this is sort of a portrait, so what we really need to start with is some flesh color. So we'll start with, let's push it right over here close to that brown. We'll start with white, grab a little touch of yellow, grab a little touch of red, now that right now is pretty good flesh color. And I'm going to push that aside. The reason I'm going to do that, I'm going to get some more of my white, put right here, grab a little yellow. I'm going to mix two colors of flesh is what I'm really doing. A farmer, I remember my daddy was always dark skinned, and that's probably where he spent a lot of time out in the sun. So I'm going to make the flesh color a little bit darker, and I'm just picking up some of the background color and putting in. I'm going to grab just a little bit of alizarin crimson. It gives you that flesh that beautiful glow. Now that's still probably not as dark as I need it. However, let's put some of that on there and just see where we're going from there. In order to do that, I'm going to get a little well, maybe not a real small one, but I'm going to get a little flat here. Let me just grab a couple or three of them here. I'm going to lay them right here. Rinse it all out. Again, this flesh probably will need to be a lot darker, but I'm just going to add this, start this right now. Now I'm just sort of scraping all that in. We probably will put hair all on him. And I was thinking about the reason the chin is sort of long. I was thinking about putting a beard on him. Now, as you can see, that's very, very light. So I'm going to darken it up a little bit. I'm going to do it with alizarin crimson to start with. And that's already a better color. And I'm going to grab a little, let's just grab a little of that brown. I'm not sure that that'll darken it quick enough. I normally just grab some straight Van Dyke brown. Let me grab just a touch of that. Now we're getting closer. I'm going to grab a little bit more red. My daddy was part Cherokee, so he was sort of dark-skinned to begin with. And of course, then the years out in the sun darkens. Now we're getting a little bit of shape in there. Not much, but a little bit. I'm going to put a little of that color back here on the ear. Maybe just a touch right in there. We really got some interesting paintings coming up that we're going to be doing. I'm just blending it a little bit. I'm going to put a lot of lines. In the face of this farmer. Now we're just getting color on. Now basically we're just, and I really like to start. Let me get a little more color here. I'm gonna mix up a little bit of. I'm gonna get darker, darker. Now I'm just picking up some alizarin crimson. Now we'll grab just a touch of Van Dyke brown. And we'll rinse that brush out. Lay him down. Wipe that little knife off. I'm going to grab some smaller brushes because I want to start getting a little bit of detail, not a whole lot at first. I'm going to drop a couple little brushes there. If you notice, we're getting darker, but we probably will come back to some of the lighter shades, and this here will be for some of our highlights. Not sure which way we ought to make the sun coming in, or maybe it's just coming every which way. If you can see what that does, that sort of rounds the face out a little bit. Now under the eyes, usually they're a little darker, and we will reflect that just in a few minutes. And we may want to change how the eyes are. And the eyes, the white eyes, actually eyes are not white. They appear to be, but they're not really. Same way with teeth. They appear to be white, but they're not really. Under here would be some shadow. I'm going to put a shirt right across there. Matter of fact, let me sketch that so I won't forget it. I'm trying to clean that out a little bit, but this is our dirty white right here, so it don't matter too much. Again, I'm not sure what color will make the shirt. I was thinking about a red shirt, but I'm not sure. We'll decide that as we go along. I'm just adding a little bit of detail here, not a whole lot right now. Later on, we may add a whole bunch more. Now I'm going to go straight red. Of course, we'll blend all this in. This won't be left that way. Now, usually, the top lip, I'm going to put some red here. We will change any of these colors at a later time. Now that's way too red, but that's what we want right at this time because I want to make sure. Now the top lip is always darker, so I'm going to go straight into the, I'm going to pick up a little Van Dyke brown, a little alizarin crimson. That's probably not dark enough. We don't want him to look like a lady, but that's just the colors we're starting with, okay? Now what I done when I sketched him, I sketched this eye a little low, so when I traced it onto the canvas, I thought, So right now I've raised the eye up, okay? So that's the reason you see some extra lines here. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit. Let's see if this light blue will do it. Don't know that it will. No. That didn't give me what I want. So let's grab a little of the Persian. This is Persian blue, by the way. I'm trying to mix a little bit of darker color, but not that dark. It's about like what I've got right here. I think that's the color we need. Now what we took Persian blue and mixed a little bit of flesh with it. You see that color? I'm gonna blend this just a little bit, and we'll come back later, add some more color and a whole bunch of, that needs to be real dark right in both of those areas right there. Here, let me grab a little of that. That might not be the right color, but we'll put it in there in here. Now your face, it's got a lot of different colors in it. You don't realize it, but if you ever really looked in the mirror, you've got greens and blues. Now I'm going ahead and painting the chin. If we decide to put whiskers on them later, a lot of that will be covered up. But we want it in there right now. Now I need to, let me grab another brush. I want one just a little bit smaller because I'm going to work around the mouth just a little bit. I've got a lot of brushes here. That looks like a good one right there. Watch this now. I'll show you what one little highlight will do. See, that adds so much to your painting. Now I need some light. Let me get some of this real light here. Uh-oh, I broke his nose. I think we're going to have to fix that. Now I'm going to leave you. I normally on a portrait I'll blend it really, really good. This particular one, if you notice the lines on it, I'm going to leave some of those lines because I'm going to put wrinkles all over the face. So I want those lines. I want those lines in there, in other words. I'm grabbing a little of that color that we mixed, the flesh color that we mixed first. Normally on the eyebrows, when you're painting your flesh, you just paint right over the top of them because you can see through them. You see all those lines, how that adds character. I'll show you something about the eyes. You would think that the eyes are white, but they're not really. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab it. Let me rinse it out a little bit. Now if you noticed, I've left a little of that flesh color in there. Let's touch the eyes a little bit with that and see what it does. A little bit more. I'm trying to go over the pupil a little bit. Now what we need to do, I'll show you. I got a minute or so left here. Let me see if I can do that in that length of time. Okay, we'll just mix it with the brush. I'm mixing up pink. And we'll see if it's too dark. Not dark enough right there, but okay. Right in the corner of your eye, it's usually sort of red like that. Can you see what that's doing? I hope so. Okay, we're going to have to leave you for today, but you know, we're looking forward to you coming back next week, okay? Remember, if you want to get a copy of some of this, why, just call the number on your screen. Appreciate you coming by today. Come back next week and we'll do a little more work on our farmer. Goodbye and God bless. Hey everyone, welcome to our show today. We appreciate you coming by so very much. As always, we're still working on a little painting here, and we're trying to honor the farmers. My daddy was a farmer, my brother was a farmer. One thing that got me started on this was I saw some pictures of some farmers, and it reminded me of